raw to the bone. I know I said I would be in the office today, but you know, I, I got this chill in my bones and I just can't, right? I went into the office yesterday and listen, I'm not even gonna make no excuses. I just didn't feel like going in today. On top of that, my stomach was a little bit uneasy, and so it made me make an easy decision to stay home. So I'm here, y'all. But let me start y'all out with the positive vibes of the day, because you know what I say, it's gonna be a what?
Step one, wake up early, gonna rise with the sun. Step two, get some good, some food in you. Step three, think real hard about what you wanna be. Step four, everybody just do your thing. Wake up,
Today's gonna be a good day.
wake up, today's gonna be a good day. Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. Wake up, today's gonna be a good day.
Wake up.
Today's gonna be a good day. Wake up. Today's gonna be a good day. Wake up. Today's gonna be a good day. Wake up. Today's gonna be a good day.
Ha! Set your affirmations, aspirations. I got shit to do. Hey, Nika, good food, good mood.
Blood in circulation.
One step at a time.
Yeah, that's how you make
Hey.
it. Set a goal.
Hey,
control
hillbilly.
every step you take 'em. I try to
Pick one
thought, have some concentration.
And if I make a mistake,
it's called education.
I try to do this every day and call it replication. What?
Wake up. Today's gonna be a good day.
Get your coffee, y'all.
Today's gonna be a good day. Wake up. 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 Today's gonna be a good day. So life ain't easy, yo. I think there's a reason, though. Ups and downs, just like every different season, yo. Sometimes I'm high, other times I'm barely breathing, yo. You always gotta fight and hide from the demons, yo. Negative thoughts will poison your ride. Head full of flies, so here come the clouds.
Hey,
They'll never stop unless I can swap
all the bad for the good.
in my head when I'm lost.
Hey, what? So
I'ma
I'm
fake it till I make it.
positive vibes to overtaking.
I got patience.
One day at a time, that's how you operate a cadence. A flow, you grow, you show yourself a foundation.
Stay
Hey,
away from all the shit that causes damage.
I'm sweaty, y'all.
So
So if you see some wet shit on my
life in my head like a narration.
don't expect greatness through my best man, I take it.
Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. Wake up,
Today's gonna be a good day.
wake up,
Today's gonna be a good day.
wake up. Today's gonna be a good day. Wake up,
Today's gonna be a good day.
wake up. Today's gonna be a good day.
Step two. Hey, good morning, you guys. Come on in, come on in. It might be light today. Some people might realize that I'm on. I know that I screamed out on Monday that I was going to be in the office on Tuesday and Wednesday, so don't look for me. But y'all already should know by now that I fluctuate in my schedule. And sometimes I go in both days, Tuesdays and Wednesdays, and sometimes I don't. Right. And so hopefully we got additional people that will join. All right. But if not, the show will be there for them to watch after the fact. I know some people say that, oh, what did I do? Oh, some people say that they don't get the notifications until late, or some people don't get them at all. I don't know what's going on. But come on in. Good morning, y'all. One of the things that I want to say, good morning, Johnny Leon Hill, is I love y'all. I say it all the time. But I'm saying it again because it was such a blessing to see Cheryl Lee meet up with Fancy and Deb. Cheryl Lee has been going to Houston, Texas forever, right? Her daughter lives there, right? And Cheryl Lee lives in Maryland, right? She has a daughter in Texas. And her daughter treated her to a Beyonce concert, right? And while she was out there, she got to meet up with Fancy and Deb, and she posted a picture. Did all you guys get to see the picture? It's on IG. It is beautiful. I love that. And I'm going to say it a lot. Okay, because, no one said it was against some kind of law, right? That I couldn't repeat how much I love and appreciate y'all. But, you know, this is like a bringing of people together, right? Like, most of us on here did not know each other before this show. Okay. And now you have people from the show that when they travel across cities, they are meeting up with each other. The same way when Angel went to New Orleans ahead of the Coffee with Friends trip, Angel met up with Georgie. I love that, right? Because good morning, Angel. I talked you up. Because Zen said to me he doesn't know a podcaster that goes around and meets people, but this podcast is about going back to the village mentality, loving up on your community, being around like-minded people, and a part of that is getting to know the people, right? We're building something. We're definitely building something, right? And so I love it when I see things like when Angel pops up in the city and she stops to see somebody from Coffee with Friends. Cheryl Lee popped in to see the Houston family. I love it. You don't have to wait for a Coffee with Friends trip. If you are hopping to a city for work, for pleasure, and somebody from Coffee with Friends family lives there, let them know you're there. Right? Let them know you're there. Oh, my boobie got a pain in it. Working out. My nipple hurt. Um, yeah, I lost my concentration. But yeah, don't wait for a Coffee with Friends trip. Go ahead and enjoy yourself. Meet each other. Meet and greet. I love it. When I put meet and greet on my itineraries, I remember somebody said to me, "Oh, that sounds like a sex party." I'm like, "What? What do you mean? What is going on with my nipple? Wait a minute, y'all, cuz it's super hard right now and it hurts. It's like tingling. Like, I ain't do shit but ride the bike. Wait a minute. Okay, calm down. Okay, calm down. Calm down. The fuck is going on? All right. Hopefully it'll calm down. Now I done rubbed it a little bit. Okay. Yeah. You said I saw the pics. They're cute or whatever. Johnny. Johnny, they're cute or whatever. And then did you see the general? Right? The general's mom celebrated a birthday, right? And the thing is that he posted another picture with his mom and her sister. His mom is a twin. They look exactly alike. They must be identical twins. I was like, wow. Twins always fascinate me. My best friend is a twin, and it always fascinates me when they are identical twins and they look exactly alike. I want to say that the general's mom is an identical twin because her and her sister look just alike. The fuck? Okay. Right, Angel. That part. You see how we build memories? I'll never forget dancing drunk in Jackson Square with Georgie. I love it. I absolutely love it. We are building memories. We are building something. All right. Cheryl Lee, I talked about how it's amazing how you and Deb and Fancy K got together and you shared that picture. Y'all look fabulous. I love it. And Cheryl Lee, your face was beat to the gods. I don't know what the fuck you did with your face, but that shit was like snatched. It was fucking snatched. I want to be like you when I grow up. I do. I got to keep my face snatched. Like, I need to know how you keeping your face snatched. Cause, baby. Good morning, mother. She is Angel. She is on the computer and in real life. She is super beautiful. And her personality, everybody that I met so far on Coffee with Friends, I just love. Hey, Deb, I just talked about you. I just love y'all personality so far. Like, the ones that I've actually met and spoken to and hung out with, I just love y'all, right? None of y'all so far made my ass completely itch. Where I gotta be like, oh, this person make my ass itch and shit. No, you didn't make me feel like that. No one yet that I met personally. All right. And so let's continue to get around and meet each other, right? It's beautiful, right? I have a trip in Florida. I don't think anybody lives near my mother, Mercedes. She used to join the show. But Mercedes I've known for a really long time. I've met her personally when I went to Florida on an occasion to hang with my mom, right? But she lives about 3 hours from my mom. But the beautiful thing about Mercedes, even though she doesn't join the show live, she checks in when there was a hurricane in Florida. She checked in, she called, and she offered services to my mom. Like, I just love y'all, because when I say that we are trying to build a community and a village mentality and heal, because both men and women in our community is broken the fuck, and we're trying to find our way to a healthy place, and starting out by meeting like-minded people that are moving in the same direction is beautiful. Yeah, right, Angel. That's it. Angel, don't do that. Don't do that, Angel. Angel said, you said not completely itch. Yeah, I get a little mini itches, like a little scratch, but I give myself a itch. Sometimes I make my own ass itch. So it's okay if y'all give me little mini itches, because that means y'all are human. Because I give myself itches. The fuck? But it's not a chicken pox itch. Like, I want to just, you know, peel my skin off and just say, fuck it. It's not that kind of itch. Deb said, yes, Cheryl is gorgeous and so much fun. I'm looking forward to Friendsgiving. Baby, listen, the more I meet y'all in person, I'm like, oh my God, Friendsgiving. Because the personalities gel great. Like, hanging out with Cheryl Lee and Johnny Leon Hill, because those are the two that particular weekend I had not hung out with before. Avia is like family. Like, I've known her forever, right? Her brother is my best friend. I have two best friends, well, three actually. The fuck. But her brother is the one that lives in Texas that I went to visit, who's getting married in May. And so she's like family. So when I met Johnny Leon Hill and Cheryl Lee in person, I was like, oh my God, I love them. I can hang with them. And unfortunately, I don't think Johnny Leon Hill is coming to Texas for the Friendsgiving activities, but Cheryl Lee will be there. Let me tell you, Cheryl Lee is fire. I love her. So we're going to have a good time. The reason why I try to meet y'all, when I hop around to these cities and shit like that, is because the more and more and more we do trips, right? I have to figure out what type of trips we're going to do, if we're ever going to share houses. And this beach house is going to be like one of the first times that all of us stay in the house together. And so, your morning mood, your evening mood, when you got to shit, how you act. If somebody got their period, how the fuck they act. When people are hungry, how do they act? You know what I'm saying? Do you pick up after yourself? We're going to see a lot of little things, right? And so this trip is going to tell me how we got to plan our future trips, right? Because if we don't fucking act right in this fucking beach house, I ain't the fuck staying with y'all in no more houses. We gonna be doomed to hotel rooms, because the fuck. So this is gonna be a true test, and I love it. Angel, no. Sharon, Friendsgiving. Yes, Sharon Davis, because can you please come November 16th to November 20th? Is the Friendsgiving activities in Houston. All right. So Sharon, I know Sharon personally. We hang out the fuck in the city. Okay. She's a road dog. The fuck we hang. Sharon, the Friendsgiving activities is November 16th to November 20th. I have not booked my ticket yet, right? Because I be living on the edge, y'all. I got to book my ticket for Florida. My mother's giving herself a party, which means I got to help financially. And then I got to book my trip to Houston, right? And so November 16th to the 20th, okay? And for the weekend, from the 17th to the 19th, Sharon was staying in a beach house. So we're going to have a great time, All right. So please try to put it on your calendar, see what you could do about coming. All right. You know, and also, listen, I have one more thing to say. Let me just, do I have my thing up here? Um, I want to say, go to the link in my bio. I could type it, right? What is it? Wait 1 second. I got to figure it out because I never. Okay, let me just put this real quick because the one thing I know that the Houston folks want to are hosting and they're not asking, but I'm putting up, I never do this, y'all. I never ever do this. I never put my Cash App up, right? But I'm putting my Cash App up because anybody that wants to donate to the Thanksgiving activities, right? Because our Houston friends are, and Johnny Leon Hill, he pushed me to, he was like, you got to. I love them. So thank you, Johnny Leon Hill, for injecting this in my head, right? And so this is my Cash App. I never ask y'all for money. It's not for me, right? This is for our Texas crew who's putting together the activities and shit. And I have not even spoken to them yet. But in order to feed our asses, if you want to donate to the Houston trip, then my Cash App is right here. All right. And when if you do send a Cash App, and I don't mean the Houston folks, I better not get a Cash App from not one Houston folk that's hosting. Okay. I'm talking about the rest of the crew. Whether you're going or you're not going, and you just want to say, here, Houston crew, it is so appreciated that you are hosting and you are, you know, opening up your doors, you know, giving your time to coffee with friends, people that you just met. If you want to donate, you can send a donation, any amount, $1, 50 cents, the fuck, to my Cash App and name it Friendsgiving 2023 so that I know. All right. And so that I can calculate and put the money aside. All right. That's my Cash App for that. If you want to donate to the Friendsgiving activities in Houston. Now, this is not to pay for my air ticket. I just don't want y'all to, I don't want y'all to think that, right? Because I never asked for money. But oh, okay, Sharon. So you can't go. Next time. um, so there's my Cash App information. Whether you're going or not, if you want to donate to the cause, Peanut has graciously volunteered to cook and to plan out the Friendsgiving menu. Debbie and Fancy are so kind to come up with the idea of doing the beach house in Galveston. All right. Then we got some other activities that Ghost is probably working on for Sunday for us to mash up his motorcycle club. And so let's show these guys that we support this initiative and that we appreciate them by giving a donation. All right. And so again, I never ask, but I'm asking. Okay. Cheryl Lee said, I heard Southwest has a special going on right now. I haven't had a chance to check the prices yet. Okay, Cheryl Lee, I never flew Southwest. I don't be fucking around on those S flights. Southwest, Spirit. I be scared. But I'm gonna start checking my flights too. But first I gotta book this Florida trip. And then I got to turn around. Yeah. And book Houston. Cause yeah. All right. And so there that is. All right. And so I just wanted to get that announcement out. Houston is November 16th through November 20th for those that are interested in going. All right. Southwest is all you ever flew? Okay. Maybe I'll check a Southwest flight. I'll see. I be scared, y'all, cause I don't know. Them S lines be fucking around. So I don't know. September is the month of trust, right? It started out with trusting yourself. Okay, and today is September 27th. So I'm gonna go ahead and read today's positive thought because that's how we start. But today is hump day. And normally on hump day, we've been very occupied with different topics and shit like that. But on hump day, it is questions and opinions, aka assholes day. I have a question that I'm going to ask, right? So if there's anything that you want to put out there, anything that you want to ask, anything that's on your mind that you want to get off, this is the day and the time to do it, all right? And so I'm going to go ahead while you marinate with that and read September 27th. Damn it. We only got 3 more days in September. Do y'all fucking realize that we going into October? Do you know that I fucking stare at my HVAC unit and I'm like, okay, you've been on air conditioner all this time. Am I ready to switch the shit to heat? You see what I'm wearing? I'm freezing in my house. I literally have my fireplace on in my dining room. Okay. And I'm like, motherfucker, it's not heating up the whole area. Okay. I'm cold. I don't know about y'all, but I'm cold. All right. September done flew the fuck on by. I feel like Labor Day was just yesterday. We're already going into October. We're about to turn the clocks back. September 27th. I experience and express the power of trust because everything I need always comes to me. Very often we place demands on the universe to provide us with the things we want by saying that we need them. There is absolutely nothing wrong with having a want. However, when it is not satisfied, you must not be fooled into believing that the universe does not support you. Nor should you believe it is an indication that you cannot trust the universe to take care of you. The point is, do not confuse your needs and your wants. Here is an example of how that could happen. Let's say you live 50 miles outside of town and you have no transportation. You might think that you need a car to get around. Granted, a car would make it more convenient for you to get around. It would make you feel a lot more comfortable knowing that if there was an emergency, you could get someplace fast. However, the truth of the matter is that you don't need a car. You want one. You have feet. There are bicycles. You probably have neighbors. Or perhaps you could be a bit more prudent about the situations you put yourself into and expect the universe to get you out of. There are angels around you all the times, at all times. Their job is to protect you from harm and provide you with the essentials of life. These angels do not interfere with your choices. When you ask for help, the angels will respond. When you call out to the angels to help you with a need and they discover that it's actually a want, they really get pissed. So watch it. Once you send your angels on a wild goose chase, they will be a bit slower about responding on your next call. Until today, you may not have realized that you were upsetting the angels who work on your behalf. Just for today, get clear about the differences between what you need and what you want. When you call upon your angels for help, be clear about what you are asking for. Today, I am devoted to letting my angels know exactly what I want. Separate your needs from your wants. How many times have you asked for something and then you felt disappointed because you didn't get it? And you sat and you marinated and you convinced yourself that you need that thing and it caused you to be sad about not getting it. But when you reflect on your life, think about the things that you did not receive in your life and think about the things that you have received in your life. Do you think that you were given everything you need? Do you feel you missed out on anything? When I ask myself the question, I think everything I needed and need, I get. This makes a lot of sense to me. There are a lot of things I want that I do not need, right? Simple things like I have a car, right? Because I felt I needed one, right? And now that I have one, there was a time in my life where every 4 years, 4 years, 5 years, I would switch to a new car because I felt like that's what I needed, right? That's what I needed. I needed a new car. I felt like a new car gave me a sense of safety. I didn't have to worry about breaking down on the highway. Guess what? My car is 10 years old. I drive a 2013 Lincoln MKX SUV, right? It has 65,000 miles on it, or 66,000 by now. The fuck? I don't need another car. I would like a new car, but I don't need it. And see, years ago, shit like that used to upset me and depress me. And I'd be like, oh my God, God is not giving me what I need. Life is so fucked up. Why can't I have a new car? Why can't I get a new car? Life is not fair. But when I look at my life, I have always had everything I needed. I have been hungry, yes, but I had enough food to survive. I've had a roof over my head, although some days uncomfortable. Okay? I've had jobs that made me miserable, but they kept my lights on. Right? It gave me the money that I needed to survive. So when I reflect on my life, I have been given everything that I needed to survive. There's a lot of things I want that I was disappointed over. So we have to be careful about our wants and our needs, and be careful and be exact as to what we are asking for. There's a lot of people who sit around and go, God never answers my prayers. What are you praying for? What are you asking for? Are you asking for what you want? People pray for men. Oh, just send me a good man. But maybe that's not what you need. Some people pray for bigger houses and you don't get it. Maybe that's not what you need. See, I prayed for a big house and God said, here it is. And then I was stressed because it took $7,000 to run my house a month. I was like, what the fuck is this? Then it became, I feel like God is punishing me because how the fuck am I going to pay all these bills? Right? Sometimes we asking for the wrong shit. Right, Angel? You have had everything you needed and always have had it, right? When I think back about over my life, and I reflect on me having my son at 16, me bouncing from house to house at one point, me living by myself, me living in the dark because my lights got cut out, me begging for food, all these things. People stealing money from me because it was crack era, right? Me moving to Mount Vernon when I was young and crying and feeling like nobody loved me. But I was never homeless. I said I was almost homeless. I was never homeless. And guess what? I said I didn't have no food, but I never starved. Always got what I needed. It might not be what you want, but think about that. Angel said, if you are constantly believing you need more to be happy, you'll never be happy. The key is to show gratitude for the current, whatever that is, that part. But some of us, I was going to say some of us forget that, but some of us don't even know to do that, right? That's why when I hear people around me complaining constantly about the things that they don't have, oh, I don't have this, or I don't have that, I be so, that's the shit that make my ass itch. Because I'll be like, what? Like, I don't want to hear it. One, because depending on the person that's saying it, I might look at them and inside my head, I'm saying, well, you chose the life that you wanted to live, right? Based on the decisions that you made. But reading this, when I look at them, they pretty much got everything they need. Yes, Johnny. Yes. Okay. We got to learn to separate our wants from our needs, right? Good morning, Val. Go says, so our needs are based on the bare minimum to survive and not comfortability. Basically, nobody promised you comfort. Basically, I'm thinking. But is comfort a state of mind? Right? Because when I read that, when you said he's given us everything we need except comfort, if you go back to Angel's statement where Angel said we should be living in gratitude of the now, of the things that we do receive, and be grateful for the things that we do receive. If we are in that mindset, wouldn't we be comforted? Wouldn't we have a level of comfort mentally? Therefore, we would be living in comfort if we had gratitude for the things that we have instead of living in this euphoric state of asking for the things that we think we need, but they're really wants, right? Do we interrupt our own level of comfort by wanting things and asking for the wrong things? And when we don't get them, do we make ourselves uncomfortable because we don't appreciate the things that we receive, the things that we truly need? Like, I know that this is a tongue twister, but it's deep. I wish you could too, Angel. Angel said, if you believe you need something to be happy, your brain processes that you aren't happy now. That's the science behind it. Exactly, which takes us to an uncomfortable place, right? But if we appreciated the now and the things that we receive now, wouldn't that put us in a comfortable place? That's true, Ghost. Nobody promised us survival. Ghost said, who wants to be happy just surviving? That's how Black people were raised, and why are we so fucked up now? I don't know if that's what we're saying, right? I don't know if we're saying we just need to survive, right? Because I don't think that I'm just surviving, right? I think that I have a beautiful place of residence that I enjoy. I have a great job. I have a working vehicle. I have people in my life that love me. And so I don't feel like I'm just surviving, right? But there are other things that I want. I want more money. I want a new car. I'd like a bigger place, right? But I am not just surviving, right? Sometimes I think that is a state of mind, right? Somebody may look at my life and go, oh, you're just surviving, but I don't feel like I am. That doesn't mean I'm not living from paycheck to paycheck, but you know what I'm saying? I feel like, though, my life is blessed beyond just surviving, right? But my wants sometimes overshadows the things that I have now because I'm not living in appreciation for what I have now because I'm constantly wanting something else that I probably don't need. That's what I'm thinking, Angel. It's a mindset thing, right? And that's why we can't get caught up with our wants over our needs because sometimes, our mind frame will take our wants and cause us mental harm if we don't get those things. And then we start thinking, oh, we're living life uncomfortably. But are you? Are you living life uncomfortably because you can't have the new BMW? Are you living life uncomfortably because you can't afford to buy ribeye steak with the bone in it? Are you living uncomfortable because you can't go to Ruth Chris and have dinner every now and again? Are you living in discomfort because you can't find a man to love you right or a woman to love you right? What is it that you think you want that you're not getting that makes your life uncomfortable? Question. That's not even a question I have for today, but that's a good question. What is it in your life right now that you want, right? That you feel is a need that is causing you discomfort in your life right now? I'm trying to think because there's a lot of shit I want, but I don't think any of those things, by me not having them, is causing me great discomfort. Good morning, Ansel. Long time no see. Angel said, you could be grateful for what you have and still want more. It's just understanding that if you don't get the more, you're still happy. I get it. Give me the thumbs up, y'all, as y'all coming in. I get it. Anybody else want to break this down? Val said, I'm always grateful for everything. I had to learn to be grateful for my life, Val, because I felt like coming, as most of us, coming through the era of survival, right? I never really stopped to appreciate the things in my life, right? And I'm learning that I need to stop and appreciate the things in my life. And I do, right? But I'm constantly aiming to grow. I'm hot now. I'm constantly working towards my wants and my needs, my desires, right? But what I'm learning mentally is, even though I'm striving for more, I'm doing more, I'm always working to be better and to get more of my wants. How I react when those wants don't come to fruition is different than how I acted in the past, right? I used to get upset. I used to be like, why me? Right? I don't do that anymore. If it's not for me, it's not for fucking me. But I'm going to keep working on what I want. But the mindset says if you don't get it, ask yourself, did you need it? Does it stop anything? Why do we strive for more if we don't need all of that? Because you want to, right? Do you need the new shiny Mercedes? Do you need it? You might want it. Do you need that bright green sports car with the new engine being put in it? Do you need it? No, but it make you feel good when you have it, right? Right? So we strive for more because those things make us feel good. But if you don't have those things, why be unhappy about it? I don't think this message said do not strive for more. What it's saying is, from a mindset perspective, if you don't get the more, decipher what your wants are versus your needs, and don't get caught up being unhappy and sad about the things that you wanted that did not come to fruition, right? Just keep working towards them. Angel said at Ghost, do you believe in the law of attraction? We want more because we feel the more we have, the more comfortable we can feel. But we know that that's not true. Because more of what? Now I'm cold. More of what? Robin Williams. He had more. Keith Ledger. He had more. All these people that had more. Whitney Houston had more. Right? But see, if we're not careful, right? If we don't decipher our wants and our needs, what happens? Val said, right, I believe what's meant for me is for me. It will come. Focus on lack, get lack. Focus on abundance, get abundance. I love it. Oh, Ghost. Ansel said, will they have the same work ethic when they reach their goal? Of what? Oh, wait, will they have the same work ethic when they reach their goal? I don't know. I always have new goals, right? So, Ansel, I don't know. I don't know. That's a question. Anybody want to answer that? Because for me personally, I always have new goals. So my goals never run out, right? So I don't know. I'm always working. So I don't know. I did. I'm gonna miss questions, y'all. Y'all know that, right? I'm gonna miss. Can you be happy always striving for more and never get it? Yeah. I didn't get everything I wanted, right? I want a lot of shit, right? But I'm still striving for more, right? Each time, like, my goals change, my goals shift, right? So if I don't get the new car this year, guess what? I might be like, okay, in 2 years I'm gonna get it. Or if I don't get the house that I want, I'll be like, okay, I didn't get that house, but maybe I'll try for something else, right? And so my goals adjust based on my life, but I never stop striving. But I also do not let my mental go down the drain if I don't get those things, right? Because then I have to bring myself back to focus and say, well, do I have everything I need? Like, sometimes I be broke as shit and I be like, oh, you know what? I be in here like, I ain't got no money. But then I think, and I'll be like, but my rent is paid, my light bill is paid, my cable is paid, ain't nobody looking for me, I got food in the fridge, I got everything I need. No, I can't go out drinking this particular weekend. No, I can't go and buy tickets to a concert. But those are things that I want, right? But I got a roof over my head. I got food in the fridge. And guess what? Maybe for the next 6 months, that's all I could do. But maybe by month 7, I can buy a ticket to a concert. I'm just saying. I don't let it get me down anymore. I try to remember the necessities that I have, and I continue to strive for more. Angel said, it's about focusing on what you have now that you want more of. Okay. Deb, you said you think you're content easily at times. What does that mean? Okay, Angel said, at Deb, Jerry says the same thing about me, but I disagree. I am grateful for what I do have. That doesn't mean I want to stay exactly where I'm at. Exactly. You're just grateful for the stuff that you have. It's like when we were taught to pray, right? We start out by being thankful first before we ask God for anything, right? You got to thank him, right? You got to be thankful for what you have. And then you ask for your wants or what you think your needs are. Deb said, I'm grateful too, Angel. I want more, but I won't be depressed and down and out if I don't get it. And that's what I think the message is saying, right? Be careful with our mental state, decipher our wants and our needs, right? Ghost said, but if you never reach the wants, then what was all the striving for if you actually have what you need? I think that that's a personal question. I don't think that that's a question for the general public, because I think that will all depend on you, right? Like for me, I get on my bike 6 days a week, right? I'm always gonna get on the bike, and I might not lose the weight this week, and I might not lose the weight next week, right? And it might take some time. It might take me a year before I see the changes in my body. But guess what? I'm gonna still get on that bike and I'm gonna strive for what I want, right? Because in time, with patience and commitment, you might ultimately get the things that you want. For me, when I think back about the things that I want, I get what I want. I went on a Mexico trip. That was something I wanted. I travel to see my mom. It's something I want, right? And the thing is that I need money to do these things, right? And so for me, I feel like my spirit angels make sure that I have what I need to be able to accommodate my wants. But it comes in time. So if I stop striving for it, I will never know if I'm going to get it. Right? Y'all think that when I book these trips and I do these things that I got all the answers all pieced out. I'm sitting here trying to figure out how my life is going to be as well. Right? And so what I've learned is that I don't focus always on the disappointments when I can't have something. I just keep striving, if that makes sense. Johnny said, we have become so glutinous in our society, and some compare their lives to others, and it keeps us in constant state of I gotta have it. You know, I'm so glad you said that, Johnny, because there was a time that I had to have all name brand bags, all name brand boots, literally all of my boots that sat in the closet, and I spent hundreds on one pair of boots. Okay. All my boots that sat in the closet throughout the pandemic, all that shit. Anybody that knows you have leather, it starts to crack and break with the heat, right? And because my boots sat in the closet in the heat for 2-3 years without being worn, the leather started to deteriorate, right? I took all them boots that I thought I needed, that I spent all my money on, and I put it in a big black garbage bag, and I drove every last pair of boots I had in my closet to Goodwill. I said, I don't have the patience to take them to the shoemaker, but maybe somebody else will take them to a shoemaker or do something with these boots or whatever the fuck may be, right? But I took every last one of them, and you know what? I never looked back. Because guess what? I didn't need them shits. I wanted them. I didn't need them. There was a time that I had to have all name brand bags and boots. Now, I don't. Now, when I look at the bags and shit that I have in my closet, sometimes I say to myself, bitch, you spent that much money on a bag. Did you really need that? So I also think my needs and my wants change as I get older. I don't know. But I agree that our society is so glutinous because, especially with social media, we see people rocking name brand shit or driving new cars and people posting their houses up. People could be anything they want to be on social media. And so we start to crave that. We be like, oh, I want what she got. Oh, I want a big house. How she get that house? How she do that? How she get a new car? I want that. And then our wants become glutinous because of society pressures. It's almost like peer pressure. Cheryl Lee said, in my opinion, oh, wait, let me go back to Angel. Angel said, that's it, Johnny. Social media is a big culprit. It tries to force us to want what others have. Cheryl Lee said, in my opinion, if you don't recognize that your needs are not met, you get in the habit of living in scarcity mentality. What does that look like, Cheryl? What does that look like? What does that look like? Thank you, protagonist. Deb said, yes, the needs and wants change as we evolve as individuals. They do. They do. Because I for sure don't want the same things I wanted 10 years ago in material things or people. As I evolve, my needs and my wants change. And now when I go look in my closet at all these name brand bags that I don't even carry, I'm like, what the fuck? I need to sell these shits. I don't need it. anymore. I don't necessarily, I want them. I don't carry the shits, but I don't need it. Deb said, see, Johnny, I think you are right. I'm so conscious to not want what others have. We are all dealing with something. So I try my best not to compare myself to others. I focus on me and help others. I know that's right. I know that's right. I know that's right. So that was based on the positive read today. Be careful about your wants versus your needs. And, if you find yourself in a place mentally where you are sad because you don't have what you think you need, sit down and reflect and think about that. Do you really not have what you need? Right? Doesn't mean stop striving for your wants. But some of us get so lost in our needs that, like many of y'all said, we forget to appreciate the things that we have today, right? And this is one of the things that I try to remind the people in my life when they start to complain. Oh, I don't have this, and I don't have that, and I don't have this, and I don't have that, and I don't have this, and I don't have that. I'll be like, well, what about the things you do have? Do you negate everything that you do have for all the things that you don't have? How do you live in joy of the moment, in peace of the moment, if you are so focused on the disappointments of not receiving the things that you want? Sometimes we're our own enemies. We are. All right, so moving on. I mean, you guys can still run up the comments with this, with your thoughts, because it's question and opinions day, aka assholes day. But I have a question. Is there a difference between, because today is question and opinions day, aka assholes day, right? So we are entitled to ask and give our opinions. All right, I got you, Deb. Let me just throw this question out there and then y'all can run up the comments with this. What is the difference between love you and I love you? What do you think the difference is? Which one would you prefer to hear? What is the difference? Oh, wait, hi. What is the difference between I love you and I love you? Is there a difference? All right. I saw this circulating around social media and it had some commentary to it. And so I just wanted to see what you guys thought. Now, I didn't read the commentary because I didn't want it to muddy my mind, right? But I did see it floating around on IG. The difference between love you and I love you. All right. Deb said, okay, Roy, let me ask you this. How do we avoid settling for less? Because there is a chance we could be shortchanging ourselves. How do we avoid that? And do we always recognize when it's happening? Baby, I done shortchanged myself a lot, right? I done shortchanged myself a lot. Good morning, Reginaldo. I think my answer and my opinion to that, it's not going to be everybody's answer, but experience, constant work, constantly focusing on your wants and your needs, checking in with yourself to see if you are in a good place with where your life is, right? I have settled for less a lot. And based on my experience, I know what to avoid to settle for less, right? And I'm still a work in progress. And so I just think a level of awareness is needed. Deb, anybody want to answer this question? How do you avoid settling for less? Right? How do you recognize when this is happening? I also think when I settled for less, I wasn't sure that I deserved more. Right? I think you have to know that you deserve more. You just have to know it. Right? And so it took me a minute to realize that I deserved more. And that's when I started acting accordingly, right? Because your needs are still there. So if you are in a situation where you're settling, right? Communication is bad and you say I need effective communication. That's a need. That's not a want. That's a need for me. So I check in with my needs, and if my needs are not getting satisfied, then I know that I'm settling. My wants is, oh, I want my man to dress like Ghost on Power. That's a want. Oh, I want my man to look like Method Man. That's a want. Okay? Oh, I want my man to make six figures. That's a want. Right? But effective communication, honesty, trust, those are needs for me. And so even in my regular life, my day-to-day life, I have to constantly check in with my needs to make sure that my needs are being met. And I have to know what my needs are versus my wants. Once you know what your needs are, separate from your wants, then you can ask yourself, are my needs being met? And if not, then you know you're settling for less. That's my opinion. I'm still a work in progress though. Anybody else want to answer this? Protagonist said, the difference between love you and I love you is the I. And that separates if you truly love them or just got love for them. Those are two massively different worlds. Wow. Wow. The I makes a difference, huh? Hey, Styled by Kim. The I makes a difference, huh? The difference between love you and I love you is the I. And that separates if you truly love them or just got love for them. How many people on here have been told love you and not I love you? Like I do a lot of love. I guess that don't mean shit either. Style by Kim said, I love you is personal. Love you can be very general. Do we pay attention when people say love you or I love you? How does it make you feel, or how do you think it would make you feel if in your relationship your significant other just said love you without the I? Do you think they realize that there's a difference, or do you think that people just use it loosely? Shirley said, don't tell me you love me. Show me, and I never need to hear it. Okay. How many people feel like Shirley? Okay, Ghost. But we talking about it because you know what? I don't think people do it on purpose, so that's why we talking about it. So that's a good point. So Shirley says, "Show me. I never need to hear it." Oh my God, like Shirley, you never need to hear it. Like I think every now and again I need to hear you love me, but it's a want. It's not a need. You know what I'm saying? Ghost said, "I agree. I agree with protagonist. I try not to think that way because Kenya says, love you, and I be feeling some type of way." Okay, so this is why we're talking about it, because we want to bring a level of awareness to the people that say love you versus I love you, right? Because I do think innocently people say love you and they really mean I love you. But we want to talk about how just saying love you makes the other person feel. And Ghost said it makes him feel some type of way. So, Ghost, honest question. Have you ever said to Kenya, why you don't put the I in front of love you? Protagonist said, I've paid attention since I was little. People who say love you or love you too, then I know it ain't 100. Okay. Okay. See, now we know. Because damn it, I'm good for the fucking love you without the I. Love you too. But do we really need to hear it? Like Shirley said, is she don't need to hear it. She want to see it. She don't want to fucking hear it. How many people on here need to hear I love you? Ghost said, nah, I need words of affirmation. You've always said that, Ghost. You have been consistent with that. I'm with you. I need words of affirmation too. And when I saw this circulating around, I was like, I'm guilty of the fucking love you without the I. Love you too, and the love shit. I'm guilty of that 1000%. And I remember years ago, my girlfriend called me out on it because she used to say, I love you, my best friend. And I used to be like, love. And she was like, what the fuck is that? And I was like, it means love you. Like, and I think she might have felt some type of way because she said, I love you. And I'd be like, love with the heart, or love you too, or whatever. And I'm a person that needs words of affirmation. And I'm surprised I never realized that there is a difference how people receive it without the I in the front of it. Well, Shirley, that part. Words can be empty, but actions are real. And and I say to myself, Shirley, go by the actions of the person. Go by the actions of the person. I say that to myself all the fucking time. Wait 1 second, y'all. Um, This is Frenchie and I keeping each other accountable. She's exercising. I've already exercised. I already been on my bike. See, behind the scenes, we keep each other accountable, right? So let me go back here. Words can be empty, but actions are real. I try to pay attention to how people treat me, right? Because true, I have had people say, you my road dog. You my this, you my that, you my ride or die. And then the shit be dead, the relationship be dead. And I'm like, what? All them words you talked and you ain't mean shit. Protagonist, I see you working out. Them damn deep ass squats you did with them big heavy weights. I see it. Them legs must be solid. The fuck? You know? Words can be empty, but actions are real. How many people go by actions instead of the words? Ghost said, no, because it won't matter. She feels how she feels and does what she do. Okay. But at least you can express how it makes you feel as she is a therapist, right? So I would imagine that, she would take your feelings into consideration. Fancy does not look like she would just completely ignore your feelings, right? So I would express it. I would express how it makes you feel, right? Val, you said me. Me to what? Deb said at Ghost, I'm glad you got her to say even that. Bravo to you. Oh, wait. Wait a minute. So Fancy is not very expressive. So it's not, oh, the therapist doesn't come home. I can understand that. That makes sense. I can understand that, Ghost. That makes sense. So Deb said, I'm glad you got her to say it, even that. Bravo to you. So she's not very expressive. Val said, I need to hear I love you. So you need the I in the front of love you. Got it. Okay. Okay. Protagonist said, I used to want reaffirmations, but after being dumped twice, I don't even want it no more. When I feel lonely, I look at my accounts. You've only been dumped twice. That ain't bad. You only been dumped twice? That is not bad. You mad? You disappointed about being dumped twice? I mean, come on. Johnny said, I love you and love you can mean the same thing depending on the person. But generally for me, I love you is for the people that I love. And love you is my sign of appreciation. Wow. It's a difference. That's what I'm hearing. It's a difference. Okay? I love you is for the people that I love. And love you is a sign of appreciation. Wow. Y'all teaching me something today. When I saw this question floating around, I was like, check yourself raw, because the fuck, you are good for missing the eye. The fuck. So I got to ask myself. Well, yeah, ghost. We can all dream, or just say you need it. Let me ask you this: have you ever said to her that that's what you need? I don't remember if you answered that question. Did you ever say, because the last thing I thought I read was no, because she gonna do what she want to do anyway. But my question is, have you ever told her you would love to hear the I love you, like that means something to you? Did you tell her that? Protagonist says, I go by words and actions. They both can help understand how people feel about you. Protagonist, I'm with you. Because I need to hear I love you every now and the fucking again. And see it in your actions. I do. I guess I'm needy in that way. I agree with you. Dumped twice is worse when it was 8 years and 4 years. Really? You think so? I don't think that's so bad, but that's not my life, it's yours. But I think that there's life after being dumped twice. Deb said, not at all. We've been friends for over 20 years and she has told me twice. And that's when my sister passed. But she shows it every day. But did she say, I love you, Deb? Or did she just say, love you? Because maybe that's her thing. Okay. You think she mean it across generally? I would still bring it to her attention. I don't know though, but you know your wife better than me, right? You certainly know her better than me. All right. But closed mouths don't get fed. The difference between love you and I love you. And I'm glad that I brought this question here because I didn't realize that so many people needed the I, right? And it makes a lot of sense to me. It makes a lot of sense why it's a difference. And before I saw this video, I never really thought about it, right? But I can easily tell strangers love you, right? People that I met that I haven't built years with, right? But saying I love you has a different weight to it. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you are stepping into the room in this love. I love you. Like you are personalizing that shit. I feel the difference even when I say it. It has a different impact. Okay, Ghost. I hear you. Cheryl said there are several types of love that we as humans express as well. Agape, family, romantic, etc. Yeah. But still, even in those different loves, right? I tell my son, he's family. I love him. I do put the I in front of it when I tell him. I didn't always, but I told y'all some years ago, we had a big blowout argument. And he told me he didn't hear I love you enough and he didn't get enough hugs. And so when he told me that, some people would be like, oh, man up, stop fucking. No, I heard him. And so now I try to express that I love him. And you're right, there's various types of love. Right? And that's why in relationships where you have children from a prior relationship and then you get into a relationship with a new partner, I've had it where I felt like people were competing for my love. And I've always said it's two different loves. Like, I remember being presented with a choice, like when my ex and my son didn't get along and my ex was like, you gotta put your son out. And I'm like, hell fuck no, you must be crazy. And he would be like, oh, you put me out in a drop of a dime, so you love him more. I love him different. He's my son. Okay. And that's a different type of love. Okay. Motherfuckers like you come and go. Okay. You are not guaranteed to be here. You're not even my husband. Okay. But my son is a lifetime journey forever. Okay. And It's a different love. And I found myself trying to explain that to a whole man at one point in my life. And now I absolutely refuse, because everybody should know that there's different types of love. What the fuck? You know, there's all different types of love. But each one of those still want to hear I love you, and not just love you or love. Right? So it's an interesting perspective. So today we talked about defining your wants versus your needs. And Debbie had a really good question. In doing that, how do we ensure that we are not settling for less, right? Because we have everything we need. So, what does that mean for the things that we still want, right? And I say, continue to strive for the things that you want, but don't let it mentally bog you down when you don't get the things that you want. Because if you focus on the things that you have and the things that you need has been given to you, those are the things that we live in appreciation for, right? And as we get our wants, we appreciate those as well. But it's a mental thing, right? Where does that take us mentally when we're not getting the things that we want, right? So we talked about that. And then we got into the question of the difference between love you, and I love you. And what I'm hearing on here is a majority of us want to hear I love you, or at least they want to see the actions of I love you, right? But love you is generalized. Love you is a sign of appreciation based on Johnny. Love you is, I guess it doesn't hold a lot of romantic weight to it, or a lot of emotional weight to it. It's more of a I appreciate you type thing. I don't know. Right. But it's something to think about. And if you're in a relationship and you are a person like Ghost has mentioned on here that needs to say I love you, or Valerie has mentioned on here, I need to the I in front of love you. Right. And you're with a partner that does not say I love you. It is fair for you, because there's two people in a relationship. It's not just one, right? And so when you say she's the way she is and that's just it, I talked about that on my show in the past. And I said, people can't walk around all their lives going, I'm just the way I am, and I'm the way I am, and I'm the way I am, right? Especially when the way you are is impacting those that you love, right? We have to constantly evolve. We have to constantly be mindful of other people that are in our lives that we say we love and they say that they love us, and ensuring that their wants and their needs are being catered to as much as ours, right? And so I would never recommend or suggest to anybody to not speak up and tell their partner what they need. I'm speaking to me too. Because I feel like that too sometimes goes. I be like, oh, why bother? Why the fuck say nothing? They ain't never gonna fucking change. But I'm working on myself. And I feel like that's when we settle for less. That is an example of settling for less, when we convince ourselves that the other person isn't gonna give a fuck. And so we just sit in it. And even though it makes us unhappy, right, we deal with it because we have convinced ourselves that the other person is the way they are. We just got to deal with it. But you don't. That's what communication is for, right? And if two people love each other, they will have this communication and they will come to an area of compromise. That's what I'm thinking, right? That's how we maintain healthy relationships. So I'm guilty, Ghost, too, of just saying fuck it. But I got to do better. I got to speak up for what my needs are, right? And even though in my head I might tell myself this person isn't going to give a fuck, I still got to be brave enough to speak up for my needs, because ultimately then we are settling. Cheryl Lee said, love can be complex and have many facets depending on the situation of the relationship. I agree. I agree. Protagonist said, I love you for all the different loves. Okay, Ghost said, well, we've had a discussion and she's willing to grow in her career, friendships, and not in her relationships. Oh, wait a minute. I, did she say that specifically, Ghost? Did she say, I'm going to grow in all these other areas, but not my relationship. Did she specifically say that? I can't imagine her saying that. I can't imagine her saying that. But if she said that, it sounds like there's more room for discussion. The fuck? Y'all married. Y'all together. Y'all got to talk about it. The fuck? Yeah, it did. It got me. Ghost, get off my damn live because I know that's not what she said. You're not going to do this to me today. The fuck? I'm trying to get to Houston. You're not going to do this to me today because I'm confused. Okay, so I think you misinterpreted what she said. Deb, you've been her friend for 20 years. Help, because I don't know. I can't imagine her not wanting to grow in her relationship. I love y'all, I swear. But anyway, y'all, I got to go. I got to get my work on. I did not go in the office today, so at least I could do is jump on and start working my ass off, right? Because I really do got to get some work done. And I'm over here hot and cold, but I did get my bike done. All right. So a couple of announcements. Again, I put up my my Cash App. I never put up, but I'm putting it up because Johnny Leon Hill gave me a great idea when I went to Maryland, and he was like, "Listen, people can donate to those that are hosting in Houston, not to me." But this is for the Houston trip, right? Now, we got the Houston folks planning some things, Friendsgiving, beach house, and I feel we need to contribute, right? Since Deb and Fancy K won't tell me how much anything is or no details about that, I'm taking donations to my Cash App. Please, if you send a Cash App, just say it's Houston donation so I know that it came in for Houston, and so that I can set the money aside. All right, because ultimately I will be giving this money to the Houston crew to do what they are planning to do. All right. I know, Ghost, but I got my Cash App here. I got my Cash App here. So whether you are going to Houston or you're not, think about the activities and the things that we are going to be doing in Houston. Okay, I know people got to pay for their flights and shit like this, but if we were not getting a beach house, you guys will be paying for hotel. If we were not having a Friendsgiving, you guys would be buying your own food for that one particular day. And there'll probably be leftovers, but with y'all greedy asses, it might not be, right? So my whole thing is, here's my Cash App. Keep in mind that things are expensive and any donation will help dollar, 50 cent, whatever the fuck you got. All right. Just send your donations to my Cash App and Houston donation, and I will get that money over to Fancy and Deb and Peanut to do what they need to do. Well, Fancy and Deb, and they could do what they need to do with Peanut or whatever. Yeah. So that's that. Cheryl Lee said, love can be affection, trust, companionship, protection, nurturing, sacrifice, and it can be obsessive and narcissistic. That's why I need to see the actions to decipher that part. I agree with that. J. Tosh says, I love you is romantic, family love. Love you is platonic. I care for you. I love you is romantic, family love. Love you is platonic. I care for you. Wow. Did y'all, before talking about this today, did y'all really realize the difference in this? Amazing. Do y'all really listen for this? The intonation when saying I love you is very important. Me either, Deb. I never put that much thought in it either until I saw the topic come across IG and it had me thinking. I was like, oh my God, tomorrow is Question and Opinions Day. And so I need to bring it here to figure out what we saying to each other. I always say, I love y'all, right? But I have a very bad habit of people that are close to me in my life, I be like, love, love, love you. And I need to adjust that because I need these people to know that I truly do love them, right? And so we don't know how people feel when we say love you, right? They walk away and in their head, they're saying, okay, they care about me, but they don't really love me in some cases. Deb said, I ain't put that much thought into it, y'all. I say I love you or I love you, and it means the same for me. But dang, now I don't know. I know, Pat. I went on Discord this morning and said I was going to come on. I didn't go into the office today. I know. Shame on me, right? So yeah. So I appreciate y'all this morning. Pat, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I know, but y'all know that I say I go to the office on Tuesday and Wednesdays, but sometimes I pop on here and I go on Discord most times to say that I'm going to be on or something. So if you're not a part of Discord, if you go to the link in my bio, if you follow me on my social media platforms, you will see the link in my bio, or you can hold your phone up to the code and go to the link in my bio. Okay. And you will see the Discord option to join that channel. This is where I try to keep people updated. I throw topic suggestions in there. We have discussions in there that sometimes make it to the show, don't make it to the show. You know, it's our another safe spot to land when the show is not live. We chat in there, we talk. There's various channels in there. You know, we keep engaged with each other, right? When people are having hard times, good times. Oh my God. Aquanda is not on here this morning, right? Okay. Aquanda is not here, but I want to say this, that Aquanda weighed in on the CMOS Factory Group did a 30-day veggie raw diet, right? Aquanda didn't do, she tweaked hers a little bit and she just didn't do meat, red meat. So she did a scale down, she did an alternate version of what they were doing, but she did it for the 30 days, right? Except for the time she was in the hospital. Aquanda weighed in, and this is public information. She posted it in the CMOS Factory Group. She weighed in at 323. She is down 254. She's down. She lost about 69, 70 pounds. I want to say congratulations to Aquanda, who stuck with it, the 30-day challenge in the CMOS Factory Group. And she went live in the group. She kept everybody up to date, even when she was in the hospital. She weighed in. She shared her picture in the CMOS group. And when she weighed at the end of the 30 days, she shared her end results. And so I just want to say, I congratulate you, Aquanda. I know you're not on the show because you probably think I'm at work or whatever the case may be, but it's a celebration. All right. So if you jump on the show tomorrow, I will remember to bring that up again. All right. But congratulations. And I just want to say that whatever we commit ourselves to, we put our mind to it, we could do it. All right. We could do it. I mean, I swear I was on that bike this morning and we had a 4-minute hill that we had to stand up and do for 4 minutes on like 45 resistance and 80 speed for 4 minutes. I was 2 minutes in. I was like, oh my God. I was praying to the gods out loud. All right. And the instructor was like, your mind is telling you can't do it, but your body can still do it. And I was like, fuck. So I want to say it ain't easy to stay committed to something that is challenging as your fitness goals. All right. And so again, congratulations, Aquanda. Cheryl Lee said, family actions and behaviors will always tell the true intentions and the qualities of love that's being expressed. Yeah, I agree with that. I agree with that. And so with that, I want to say I appreciate you guys. Remember, we do have Houston coming up. I will be in Florida in October for about a week, but you know, I'll do my show from there. I can always use my mom's laptop to do my show. No big deal. So because my laptop is shit, I gotta put laptop on my. I fucking swear I need a new phone and I need a laptop. You see how I said need? You see how I said need? I said I need a new phone and I need a new laptop. I don't need either, but I want them because I could still do my navigate and do the best that I can with what I have, but I still want them. And the fucking shit of it is the laptop and the phone cost the same thing. Apple, give me a fucking break. This is why, did y'all see on the news that the Apple store in Philadelphia, motherfuckers ran in there and robbed the whole store? What is going on with these mob robberies? Like, I have never, like, motherfuckers are just running in stores and stealing. So in Philadelphia, they cleaned out the Apple store. Now, y'all do know that all the Apple products have serial numbers, right? Like, do y'all really think that y'all gonna be able to turn these iPads on? Do y'all think that y'all gonna be able to turn these devices on? All of these things have serial numbers. I don't know how they're gonna manage with these with these Apple devices, but they wiped out the Apple store. Before I go, also another sad retail story is Target on 125th Street, well, in the Harlem somewhere, right? The Target is closing. They literally have a sign on their door that they have shortened their hours. But now they have announced that they're permanently closing because the Target in the city in Harlem, people keep coming in there, robbing the store and putting the workers at risk, danger. And so the store can't stay open because they're scared for people's safeties. Like, what is going on? What is up with all of these robberies? People are saying that people will go into that Target and come out with 3 and 4 comforters. 3 and 4 comforters, okay, with that they stole. They just walked out the store and security, nobody is stopping these people. Okay, this is what's going on. So now Target has to close a whole location in Harlem because motherfuckers keep robbing them. So now, guess what? Now Harlem, y'all ain't gonna have no fucking Target. The people that worked in that Target are probably gonna be laid the fuck off, right? And these are the same, this is another topic for another day. But this is what I say when we in our communities complain that we don't have good stores in our neighborhood and we don't have this and we don't have that, and they need to put good stores in our neighborhood. When they ultimately put good stores in our neighborhood, then y'all motherfuckers want to go in there and rob them. And it's not just happening here. California is having massive raids in the Chanel stores, the Gucci stores, the Louis Vuitton stores. People are just going in and doing these mob robberies. Like, this is some new shit. I don't ever remember. Only time I remember mob robberies happening when I was growing up was when we had a blackout. And we had one blackout in 1977 that I clearly remember. We were living in Queens and my mother was 7 months pregnant. That is the time that people were running in and stealing shit. But I don't know what's going on in today's society. But whatever it is, I pray for us. I don't have Verizon. I have AT&T and they not offering that. The fuck. But anyway, y'all, I just want to say that we are in some crazy ass times. And also a topic for another day. Tomorrow we could touch on this. The federal government it might be possibly heading for another shutdown. Anybody work for the federal government? So, and federal programs. Okay, so if you get WIC and food stamps and shit like that, your shit might not come. If they don't agree on what the fuck they need to agree on, the federal funding, by October 1st, the federal government is going to shut down. Now, the last time this happened was during Trump's administration, and the federal government was shut down about 35 days. All right, that's a long motherfucking time for people not to get their paychecks and shit like that. Get their WIC and their food stamps and shit like that. So if you are working for the federal government, please be prepared because, baby, we are in some hard ass times. And with that, y'all, I'm going to send y'all out with the positive vibes of the day because I got to go to work. Um, oh, the 7-Eleven stores, yeah. Them too. Because there was a 7-Eleven store over here by me, a couple of blocks over. And I never went in there really because we have a lot of 7-Elevens around me. But I happened to be driving by it one day and I got out because I said I wanted a slushie. I saw all these kids online. So I walk up to the door and I'm like, why are the fucking kids online? They let me in. I was like, well, why are the kids online? They were like, because they steal. So we let them in a little bit at a time. I was like, oh my God. So I guess they do it in the 7-Elevens here too, right? But I don't know, y'all. A whole Target. Now we started with the LGBTQ sections being ruined in Target, and then the black sections being put in the back, and everything being moved around, and employees being unsafe because of that. Now you got to worry about mob robberies. We living in sad times, but let me tell you something. No matter how low you feel, you can still go. I'm going to send y'all out with the positive vibes. We will be back here tomorrow. Always move in peace and love. Get this message.
Even when you feel low, you can still go.
And you can.
Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go.
Yep.
I never answer to no, man, I still go.
Hey, this is Coffee with Friends, and I am Raw to Debo. Come back tomorrow, y'all. You know what I say. Always move with peace and love. Be the positive force that we need in our community. Get this message on the way out. Hey, I'll be making moves. What? I've been doing shit my way.
And in the driveway, it's a nice range. Cause I got through the climb, I ain't right pain. You never hear me, bitch, now I'm coming.
Hey.
Just gotta get the switch and you can go and obtain
anything you want, anything you need. Your mind's got the key ingredient, just believe. Yup, Valerie. Uber Eats is accepting food stamps. Yes, Lord. You can still go. That's smart. Hey, I never answer to no, man. I still go, and I don't, y'all. Peace. See you tomorrow. I'm out. Hey.